Let's see, who's driving PowerPoint?
I will.
Okay, great, thank you.
Good to go.
All right, let's let our guests in.
No guess so far. So
Okay, gotcha. Well,
Do you
hopefully,
want me to, I could share the presentation, or should I
okay,
wait a minute?
sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring it up. Okay, well, so here we are. Let's go ahead and do our update for November 17th, Tuesday, November 17th, 2020. Welcome to our Uplift Local Community Check-in meeting. I'm Ed Shikata, City Manager here in Palo Alto, and I'll ask our staff team to go ahead and introduce yourself as we pass the parts of the presentation from person to person. So I'll go ahead and lead off. So next slide, please. All right, so during this session, we'll talk about what's happening in Palo Alto. We've got some news related to recent change in our county status to the purple tier under the state's COVID safety protocol. Then we'll talk about the latest in our Uplift Local program initiative, connecting local residents with local businesses and upcoming events related to the holidays. We'll speak to what's happening in the transportation world, and then we'll open it up for questions. So next slide, please. All right, why don't we get started with the serious note, which, as we know, has been really the story of 2020. And just as of the last few days, here in Santa Clara County, the state announcing that 94%, and for those who are curious about it, it's 94% of the state population is actually now in the purple, or the most restrictive tier of virus safety protocols. That includes here in Santa Clara County. The number of cases has been increasing sharply, such that it's certainly been of concern for our governor, for our county public health officer, and obviously our community as a whole. So based on that, we are adjusting over the course of the last few days, and really effective as of today, the new level of restrictions on activities throughout the community. And we'll talk about that in a minute. California is also strengthening its face covering requirements and guidance, such that individuals really should be wearing a mask whenever they're outside their home and in the presence of others. So next slide, please. With that, let me hand it off to Kara.
I am Kara Apple. I work in the city manager's office on business outreach. And I'm going to go over the purple tier guidelines. The purple tier guidelines start as of midnight tonight. And I will go over a few of the guidelines and restrictions that go into effect. First and foremost, in the city of Palo Alto, are essential services, public safety, library, or excuse me, outdoor services, those all will continue to operate. However, note that the art center and children's theater will be closed. However, library sidewalk services will continue, playgrounds will be open, and open spaces will also be available for continued enjoyment. If you look at the 4 purple blocks, they note that some business sectors that will remain open with a reduced capacity. So as opposed to the red tier where you had a higher capacity, these business sectors have to operate with less people inside. So a grocery store has to go down to 50% capacity, and then retail and shopping centers have to go down to 25%. There's other business sectors that may not have a capacity limit, but just on the social distancing requirements, they will have reduced capacity, which limits the number of people that are close to each other in an indoor space. The second two purple areas on the screen show which businesses and business sectors can continue to operate, but outdoors only. And of note, movie theaters, museums, zoos, dining, those can all continue outdoors only. Pools can and gyms and fitness centers can continue to operate, but only outdoors as well. And then of note is with gatherings, any large gathering that had been allowed inside for political events, weddings, funerals, and places of worship may only continue outdoors as well. Next slide, please. And there's some additional county guidelines now that we're in the purple tier. The county health officials in the state are very concerned about the increased and the dramatic spike in the COVID-19 case numbers. And some of the additional guidelines they are urging as we head into the holiday season is that they're suggesting and urging folks to stay home, stay with their immediate family or folks that live inside their home, cancel travel, and avoid gatherings with anyone outside your home. We all need to do our part to reduce the increase in case numbers. And the only way we're going to get back to having operations indoors and larger capacity for business inside is to help the numbers reduce, the COVID numbers. So last but not least, please wear a mask when you're outside of your home and continue to social distance and wash your hands frequently. And I will pass it along to Holly.
Okay, my name is Holly Boyd. I'm the Assistant Director for Public Works. I wanted to mention a few recent Uplift Local changes. On November 9th, Council extended the current pedestrian-only program on California and University Avenues in downtown area through May 2021. So that's good. It'll continue to provide outdoor spaces for retail and businesses along those downtown areas. Local businesses are working on winter weatherization plans to provide a more comfortable outdoor dining environment. So including canopies, heaters, roofs, things of that nature to make it more enjoyable to enjoy the outdoors while dining. And then all the new safety barriers have been installed along California and University downtown areas. So they're out and provide a more visible area or visible environment for the closed off pedestrian only areas. And then finally, I just want to mention the city has a new website, upliftlocal.org. It includes promotions from restaurants, retail shops, and other businesses that are open. And the website also includes information on the many upcoming events, including holiday events that the city has going on. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Rachel.
Good evening, Rachel Tanner. I'm the Assistant Director of Planning and Development Services. So we are wanting to make sure that our community can stay connected, even though we've heard about some of the challenges that our state is under and our county in terms of the spread of the coronavirus. There are ways that we can still uplift each other in this holiday season. So we have holiday events connecting the community together safely, such as our tree lighting event, which is coming up this Friday, November 20th at 6 p.m. And if you want to log into that virtually, you can go to the city's homepage under news, and you'll find the Zoom link registration, and you can join safely from your home. There's also going to be a holiday decoration contest, then details will be coming soon, so please keep a lookout for that. We also have a retail holiday campaign development underway and really encouraging folks to get out and shop local whether it's at the Uplift Local streets on University or California avenues, or patronizing local businesses this year when you're doing holiday shopping. We also have a great collaboration with our public art program. Vacant storefronts will be filled with decorations, and that's being finalized. We also have micro grants open for artists. And so there's a call out for microgrants, and that's a great program for artists who are also challenged during this time to put their skills to good use, and again, bringing some joy to our public areas. And lastly, the Public Art Center will have a holiday art kit that will be released soon, and that will be a fun take-home kit that you can use at your home, with your family, with members of your household, again, to be doing something that is in your household, but that you know others in your community are partaking in as well. So while it may seem sometimes challenging to keep up sheltering in place, we hope these events make it easier to feel connected to your community and to your neighbors this season. Next slide, please. And I'm going to pass it over to Philip.
Thank you. I'm Philip Cami, Chief Transportation Official from the Office of Transportation. The largest update that I can share with you today is that related to what Assistant Director Boyd said earlier tonight. The University Avenue and California Avenue pedestrian programs are extended through May. Thus, we will also be extending the free parking that we have available in the public garages and lots through May 2021 as we continue to monitor parking impacts in the area. Also want to share that we've recently restarted parking enforcement in the residential preferential parking districts, the RPPs. However, we continue to only provide warnings. We're not providing any tickets at this time. We just want to make sure that everyone's up to speed, everyone's aware before we actually begin real enforcement. And curbside pickup parking continues, and we continue to monitor that situation. And finally, I want to encourage biking and walking when possible to enjoy the outdoors for your own health and to help improve the environment. And with that, I will hand the presentation back to Megan.
Thanks, Philip. Megan Horgan-Taylor, Chief Communications Officer. Just wanted to, in conclusion, share when our next meeting is. Our next meeting is December 15th at 5:30. And our Zoom link is the same. So as folks are looking to stay connected and up to date on our programs and changes, we can get back together in a month from now. I also wanted to mention that we have an online survey available that will continue to be open to gain community input and also just hear about their experience in these pedestrian only areas on Cal Avenue and also in the downtown area. With that, we will conclude our presentation and just want to check in with the community if there are questions. We'll stop recording at this time, but then we'll take questions.